All right, I want to use this medium to appreciate my friends, my family, to the loved ones and people that took their time to send out messages to me in regards to the video I did earlier. And those that have been eager telling me I must finish what I started. I'm so grateful and I will definitely do that. I will definitely finish what I've started. So, for those people that have listened to the first video, now you will remember I was talking about something there that the very first step to the solution you need to take is the aspect of discovery. So, you cannot succeed in life if you have not discovered. And there are three pertinent things in life you need to discover. So, the first thing is you need to actually discover yourself. Just like the Yoruba proverb that says, it is the day a madman knows he is mad, that is the day he has gotten his salvation, his healing. So, number one, you need to discover yourself. Number two, you need to discover your environment. Then, number three things you need to discover is that I term it, you need to discover the spiritual force behind every success, because there's nothing to lie about. Uh, there are actually forces behind every activities on earth. So the number one thing is you need to discover yourself. And when we talk about self discovery is a very deep thing that to some people it takes years before they fully achieve this. And what do we mean about self discovery? No matter how much you try to pull some people out of poverty, you just discover that they always make your efforts look as if you are wicked, you are forcing yourself, you are giving them an impossible task. And the reason is because they are so much settled with the kind of life they have. They don't see anything bad about it. They don't see the aspect of them lagging behind in it. They don't even believe they can be better than who they are. So, no matter how much effort you put into pulling them out of their present situation, they just see you as if you are wasting your time. So, self discovery starts with you first asking yourself from some basic questions. Number one, am I where I am supposed to be? Number two, do I have what I'm supposed to have? Then number three, am I satisfied with my present situation? Now, if you can answer these three questions and at the end you can give yourself an answer with a smile, that means your life is progressing. But if after answering these three questions, you are in a very silent mode to the level that you have to start flashing back on your past, and it will be as if, where have I gotten it wrong? Then that means this particular self discovery talk is for you. And when we talk about self discovery actually goes as far as you knowing what you are meant to do, you knowing who you are, what you ought to have become. So, by the time you have identified your purpose of existence, that is the starting point of your journey in life. That is the starting point of the discovery. So just like many people are running other people's races, and in so doing, they might find achievements, but they won't find fulfillment because these are two different things. There are some things we achieving, but we are not fulfilled in it. That is why even though when we do it and people applaud us, people see us as, oh wow, you are doing well, you are doing great. deep within yourself, you are not happy because you are still feeling empty. That this is not where I ought to be. I am not doing the right thing that I'm destined to do. So, the first aspect of discovery is you discovering yourself as a person. What am I supposed to be doing? Who am I supposed to be? Am I actually treading the right path? So, after you have discovered yourself, you've known the level at which you ought to be, you've known the path you ought to actually take, then you can now move over to the second aspect, which is discovering your location. But before I move to the aspect of you discovering your location, I want to emphasize on 2 points about you discovering yourself, which is very, very important. And what am I speaking about? In the aspect of you discovering yourself, there are two things God actually created in us as human. But the funny thing is, it is not possible for you to find a man that is good in the two. It's either you are good in the one and you are not good in the other, or you are good in the other and you are not good in the first. So, uh, you discovering yourself in the field that there are some people that are good with services and there are some people that are good with goods. So you should be able to find out if you are the kind of person that is good with goods. Those that are good at selling products, marketing things, they are the set of people that any little thing they lay their hands upon to sell, they make it through it. So just imagine yourself that you are good with products, you are good at marketing, you are good at selling goods, trying to engage yourself in services. Before you know it, you just discover you are sweating, you are toiling, but you are not actually achieving what your capacity is meant to do. Or someone like you that is good with services, you have a good managerial skill, you have a leadership skill, you have a motivational skill, and you now decide to make yourself to go out there and you are selling goods. You discover that sometimes the sales might look appreciable, but in the real sense of it, deep down within yourself, you will discover something is lacking. That is like you are not actually in the right place you ought to be. So, in discovering yourself, you must be able to ascertain whether you are good at services or you are good with goods. Once you can know your part in these two, then you are like halfway gone to your self discovery process. So, coming to discovering your environment, it is actually something that is very deep and very interesting because some of us are sitting on treasures, but we don't know. Now, discovering your environment at times is not until you travel out to what's contemporarily we term as greener pasture, but even in that desert of yours, you can still find water. So, and what do I mean by that? Let me use the word, every disappointment is a blessing, and any unfortunate situation is actually an opportunity. So, every uh, problem we have in Nigeria ought to serve as an opportunity for you to make it. And when I said make it, I mean sincerely for you to make it. So in the earlier video, I said people that actually made it in life, they made it because they just wanted to survive. So in your trial for survivor, in your struggle for survival comes through you discovering the environment where you stay. What do I mean? Come to think of it, because of the hustling, bustling, the disturbance of the landlord in areas that are very well developed, probably in the city you are living, you've decided to relocate and you have moved to the outskirts of the town, like a new site, and getting to the new site, you've stayed there for like 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, and all of a sudden you just discovered there is no filling station in this area. If you need to buy fuel, you need to go to like 4 5 kilometers, that which is the nearest. filling station to you before you get fuel. And sometimes when you are going out, you used to see people that their fuel finished on the way, carrying gallon to get fuel before they come back to fuel their car, or you see them pushing their motorcycle through a long distance to get to the closest filling station. And all you see is just problem. Then that means you have a problem yourself. Now, this problem ought to become an opportunity for you to succeed. So, aside your salary job for the month, aside your payday kind of job, you can see this as a side hustle. 30 liters per day, if you are selling 30 liters of oil per day, and maybe on each liter you are making an average of 50, 100 naira, and you are selling 30, it goes a long way. That means you are making like 3,000 naira every day. So if you're making 3,000 naira every day and you have a savings of that 3,000 naira for the period of 30 days, that means you are making an average of 90,000 naira per month, which is presently more than even the minimum wage Nigeria is offering. So every problem is actually an opportunity for you to make it. Only that most times we glorify the problem, and glorifying the problem make us to be blind to the opportunities attached to it. So discovering your environment is a means of you looking at the niche you can cover up for. Look at the problem you can serve as a solution to. Look at the challenges around that you can use to make a living for yourself. The good thing about things like this, after you've discovered the environment, is that even what you end up making at the end of the month will end up becoming more than what you are working for per month at your place of endeavor. You can give it a trial. I believe a trial will convince you, just like every other Nigeria we talk about. So when I talk about you discovering a super force behind everything, I talk about the big G, which is God. Now, to every one of us, there's nothing to lie about. We always have our faith, our belief in a supernatural being. So no matter the religion you claim it, even to people that believe there is no God, is only that there is no God that they used to say, but they never said they don't believe in the supernatural force. So believe in the God that you have your faith in. Keep it up with that God. Seek that God the more. The more of that God you know, the more successful your life will become. Just like the Bible rightly said, it says, those that know their God, they shall do great exploits. So the more of your God that you know, the more exploits you are going to achieve, the more mountains you will conquer, the more territories you will take. So discover yourself, discover your environment, and discover your God the more than you know him. And I just believe with this little piece, it is something I am pushing to you, like another one with challenge for you to take your time to first discover yourself, discover your environment, and seek your God the more. Know your God the more. So after doing this, we'll be dropping another video by next week on the next line of action, just as I promised that in the next 6 weeks, I want to raise some of us to actually be surviving. And when I mean surviving, I mean surviving. That when others are complaining, oh, I'm broke, borrow me urgent 2K, you will have, let me not say in excess, but in sufficiency. You have things that are sufficient for you to live in this present era. So thanks very much. Have a nice night rest. I'll see you in my next video.